Well, folks, we're going to get back on here and touch on something I talked about here about some skills. I mean, I just use that one thing as an example, and possibly people might be able to, advance the younger generation and keep some traditions alive and maybe put a little extra money in your pocket. What I want to talk about now is about your skill level. A lot of people what I'd like to see people be able to do is travel light. I mean, if you got a 100-pound backpack on you, try walking 5 miles with one on you. It's going to take something out of you. But the lighter you can travel, the better off you are. And it's nice to know that you have some skills that, let's say you didn't have any food, but you know how to get your food. And the one thing I was thinking about was this. And this is for guys, women, it doesn't matter. But somebody that is a knowledgeable hunter, camper, whatever. Nothing wrong with watching these shows on YouTube. I just don't have time to make a lot of that. I don't have time to make that stuff. But what I was getting at is this. You might have someone in your local area that knows how to do this stuff. And he might be able to say, hey, listen, we'll meet out at the park, we'll meet up at the library, we'll meet, so-and-so place. And we can charge, $5, $10, $15, whatever. He can make a little bit of money. And he can show you how to do things. Fishing, have a little, fishing pole, maybe a collapsible one, whatever, and some, little tackle box, some lures and some bobbers and stuff in it. Maybe show you how to buy some snares so you can snare rabbits and squirrels, things like that. Maybe some actual traps. Show you how to set the things and actually take you out. Maybe he's got a friend that's got a farm or owns some land or some public lands even, and take you out and say, hey, this is how we do this. And actually get some hands-on training. That way you don't have to worry about, I do have a MRE in my backpack or a can of tuna or whatever. It's like it's like, hey, he can show you. Same thing with like roots and berries and things like that. It can show you what's edible, what's not, firsthand. So the guy could actually make a little side hustle there and actually benefit you. And you could take your grandkids, your kids, just you yourself. Well, and my thing is, I always carry one with me, lighter, like that. Maybe have 2 or 3 of those on you. One thing I would not buy, I don't have any on me right now, but the weatherproof matches, I'm sure you've seen them. They got a red on them. Oh, this part that ignites is red, and it's about it probably comes down to about there on a match. It's usually red and big, thick, and they're like waterproof, windproof type matches. These, look at that. These are junk. They better than nothing, I suppose, if you can get them lit. Because, look at the sight of that. You see how, just try to get the damn things lit when they get maybe a little damp or something. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're just not very good. I don't know if I'd waste my money on them. I'd buy the other stuff. And a good knife. Especially if you have a ferro rod or something that's in the handle of the knife, or you got an external ferro rod, so you can make a spark, make some tinder, so you get it going, and some kindling, things like that. Watch some of the shows. You'll get the hang of it. Hell, if you want to, go out in the backyard. Just start making little fires so you get good at it, so you're proficient. And maybe your grandkids, your kids, get them to start doing it, under supervision, of course. But this way, you you're more prepared. You'll feel better if you have to leave, because of what's going on. Because what we're dealing with here is we're dealing with evil, and you don't know what they're going to do. One day, they could do something, and actually like shut down the power grid, attack or something. But it was them that did it. But just so they can declare martial law and do with all your rights and everything, because they claim they can do that, which they don't have the right to, but they will say they do. And of course, you got all those other people in there too. They'll say, "Oh, I'm just doing my job." Of course, bunch of Satanists too. But God will not hold you accountable when you stand there and say, "I was just doing my job." Ain't gonna cut it, guys. Sorry. Think about what you're doing. But buy some good books. I mean, a good book is worth its weight, because you get out and you're like, man, I'm not sure about this, and you can look and read it and go, especially if it's got nice pictures in it and stuff, and you're like, oh, okay. I mean, have some skills, learn them, survival skills. So, and how to make an improvised shelter. I mean, there's guys out there that know how to do this stuff. And like I said, hopefully somebody in your area will pick this up and go, man, I can make a few extra bucks, and I can help people by showing them how to do this, and take you out and make an improvised shelter, show you how to fish. Ice fishing, now that's a whole other story, because ice has to be thick. Usually towards the bank it's thinner, but it gets thicker as you go out. Now you get out towards the center, it gets thinner again. So there's this point to where on the edge and out in the center, okay, it could be thicker right in there, but there's two spots where it could be thin. It could be thin even there, depending on how cold it's been. There's a lot of factors involved there. Ice fishing's a little different. Got to be very careful. And the nice thing about ice fishing, if you know the area, the terrain and such, if it's knee high, okay, let's say you break through the ice. It's going to be cold, but you can, at least you're not going to fall in over your head and drown and cramp up and everything. You can hopefully, like, damn, this is cold, and you can walk out and get yourself, fire going and get yourself dried off, warmed up. But I'm just saying, you need to know these things. You need to know wicking shirts, wicking socks, good pair of boots you got to break them in. Waterproof, hopefully, would be the best kind of boots to get. Good waterproof Gore-Tex or whatever they have out now that might be even better than Gore-Tex. But yeah, you want to practice this stuff. You don't want to be caught off guard. You don't want to be learning as you're going along, which if you got some books, it'll help you. But if you do it firsthand and you have the snares and you have the traps and you have a little fishing thing in your backpack and that stuff, and chances are you'll probably do okay. So, and you know how to make a shelter. Always buy a lightweight tarp thing, lightweight, so you can make, just stretch it over a branch of a tree. They come off and they just stretch it over the branch, cut it down, the other branches so they don't poke a hole in it or something. But, that way, then you can stake it down or tie it down. And that way you're out of any rain or drizzle and stuff like that. Know how to make fire even if it's wet out. So, yeah, there's a lot of things to learn, but it's not out of your realm. You're intelligent. You can do it. And that's what I'm coming at here, is I want to see you succeed. I want to see you survive. Even in adverse conditions, I still want you to be able to prosper. Yeah, you may not have a big house and fancy stuff. You may have to leave, but at least you're surviving. So, and your children and your grandchildren and others. And if everybody knows how to do it because they've all been shown, well, by gosh, that's all right. You could sleep better at night too. And that's my big thing is we gotta you gotta have faith in God, put God first, and you gotta pray for everyone. You gotta pray for each other, and you gotta pray for your leaders that for some reason they have a change of heart, and even the people that go out and enforce this stuff because they're doing their job. Hopefully they have a change of heart. It's like, I went out, but yeah, it's like you have a good day, and leave. You know, it's just like this Amish. It, before refrigeration and everything, they didn't have that stuff. And look at us. Look how we flourished. Rugged individualism. You know, we still flourished and all that kind of stuff. And they go out, they raid Amish people. It's like, for what reason? We're talking about food. We're not talking about anything. We're not talking about contraband, drugs, guns. We're not talking about them doing anything wrong. It's just they're raising food. Well, you're not even supposed to do that. You can't even feed yourself? Really? Basic necessity of life, and you can't do it. That's evil. That's pure evil, people. And the people that are involved in it are pure evil. People that go out there, I'm just doing my job, are pure evil. So, just keep that in mind. So, hopefully, you'll all survive and do well and prosper. Most people have already cut me off and shut me off by now. That's okay. But I just had to kind of clarify a little bit on where I was going the other day. I mean, yeah, it was just an example. But the only reason I do this is because I care. I care what happens to you. I don't want to see you caught off guard. And another thing is like this. Don't take that with you. They track you. Don't take your watch. Because some of these watches have GPS and stuff. They'll track you. Just get a simple watch. Battery ones last a long time, but the type you wind, man, they last as long as you wind them. But yeah, learn to use a compass. Know how to use a compass also. So, like I said, watch the shows, watch camping, watch these survival guys, watch the hunting guys. It's all good. I mean, you may even get yourself a survival 22 where you can take the barrel off and put it in your pack. They don't make a lot of noise. Same thing with a shotgun. They make some that fold down enough to where it's like a single shot, but you can put it in your pack. Same thing, 410, 12, 20, it doesn't matter what gauge. Well, it does, but I'm just saying, at least you have something in case, man, I'm really hungry. I haven't ate for like a day or two. Boom. Okay, I got something to eat. But that's your last resort kind of stuff, because you want to conserve your ammunition as best you can. A good sidearm is always important. A lot of people like the semi-autos. Okay, they're fine, but a good revolver you can't beat. So, and you want something powerful enough, but you want something you can control. And that's personal preference. Hopefully you got some gun ranges out there, places you can go, and they'll say, well, what would you like to shoot today? And you say, well, I'd like to try this. Figure it out for yourself. Everybody's different. Might be too much recoil for you. Well, step down. Get something that doesn't have the recoil. Keep it simple. Simple is always good. Don't make things complicated. So, I figure that's probably about it. I mean, I could go on, but if I went out and made videos like this, I'd have to use my GoPro. And that thing, a 2-3 minute video takes 2.5, 3 hours to upload. It's like they should be paying me for the internet out here. It's horrid. So y'all take care. Think about what I said. Hopefully you find somebody. Yeah, maybe you even know somebody that's a good hunter, camper, fisherman. Doesn't matter. And suggest to them that. Say, hey, listen, on Facebook, maybe you could put up a thing. Maybe make a few extra bucks. People show up. Great. It's a win-win. So y'all take care. I'll be rooting for you. And we'll be praying for you too.